Welcome to Businessline's State of the Economy podcast, where you'll find insight, analysis, and the story behind the numbers.
Hello and welcome to Businessline State of the Economy podcast. I am your host S. Ronendra Singh, and today we have Mr. Vinod Aggarwal, President, Society of Indian Automobile Manufacturers, to talk about the overall performance of the auto industry in fiscal year 2024 and also the performance in last month, March. We have seen a stellar performance during the last year in passenger vehicle sector, where we have seen around 4.2 million sales in the domestic market. And in March also, the overall in the passenger vehicle sales, the growth was around 8.9%, touching 3,17,976 units as compared to 2,92,030 units. So without any further ado, let me straight ask Mr. Aggarwal on the overall performance of the industry during the year and also in March. Mr. Aggarwal.
So first of all, if you look at the overall performance of the automobile industry, overall performance has been quite good. If you put all the segments together, passenger cars, two-wheelers, trucks, three-wheelers, everything put together, the industry has grown by 12.5%. In financial year 24 as compared to financial year 23. So therefore, overall performance has been good. Within that, passenger cars has touched a new peak with the domestic industry of 4.2 million with a growth of 8.4%. And two-wheelers have touched the industry size of 18 million with a growth of 13.5%, even though it is still lower than the earlier peak of 21 million. As far as three-wheelers are concerned, it has reached almost the earlier peak level of 700,000 with a growth of 41% last year. And commercial vehicle, the situation is slightly, you can say the industry is at these similar levels as in the previous year. And the major reason is in commercial vehicle is also the migration towards higher-tonnage trucks. Because there is more and more migration to, you can say the tractor trailers or multi-axles. So as a result of which the overall capacity is going up, carrying capacity of the trucks is going up,
right?
Even though it is not reflected in the numbers.
Right. When you say peak, when do we see the pre-COVID levels? Do we expect anything closer to that level going forward?
Passenger vehicles is already at the peak.
Okay.
Three-wheelers are there at the peak. Within commercial vehicle, buses are at the peak. Now other segments, two-wheelers are still lower by around 15% as compared to earlier peak, and the recovery is happening. So therefore we are expecting that the industry is moving towards earlier peaks wherever it is still not there, and others it has already reached the earlier peak.
Right. When we talk about peak and also the highest sales, we have a high base year. So talking about current financial year, do we see similar growth going forward for this financial year? Can you give us some guidance?
If you look at the fundamental factors, the economy is growing. We have seen GDP growth of close to 8% last year, and this year outlook is also 7% plus.
Right.
So that is one factor which can tell you that how much growth will be there.
Right.
The second factor is monsoon. The monsoon outlook is positive.
Okay.
So we are expecting monsoon to be good, which will continue to improve the rural economy.
Okay.
And third factor is also you will see more pent-up demand, especially in the commercial vehicle side, because of the more projects which are expected to come up after the new government is formed. So therefore, we are very positive about the current year outlook that the industry should be better.
So would that be double digit again, or?
Very difficult to say whether it is double digit or single digit, but industry is expected to grow.
Okay. And talking about two-wheelers, Mr. Aggarwal, you said there was a mixed trend last year. There were some months where we had seen negative sales. So do we see any improvement? I mean, we have seen in the last 6 months there has been some improvement. But going forward, do we see the continuous growth coming from the two-wheeler side? And is rural market also playing up a bit in that growth?
Yeah, definitely. I think two-wheelers, first of all, if you look at the quarterly performance. So two-wheeler quarter 4 has been very strong. Quarter 4, you have seen an overall growth of two-wheelers almost 25%. And full year growth is 13.5%. But the quarter 4 is 25%, which is a good sign that the last quarter growth was better than the annual growth.
Right.
So it means we can say the industry is on this strong recovery path.
What about rural demand? Is there any rural demand?
Rural demand with the better monsoon, which is expected, it will even be better. Rural demand is improving as it is.
Okay. And on the commercial vehicles part, can you give us some guidance on the segment-wise guidance, like with the medium and heavy vehicles and also the the LCVs? How do we see that?
As far as the LCVs and small commercial vehicles are concerned, there has been marginal drop last year.
Yeah.
And as far as the medium and heavy duty trucks are concerned, there is a growth. There is still a little bit growth. No, as far as the LCVs and small commercial vehicles are concerned, one reason of the drop is also large drop in the CNG trucks. Because CNG, the advantage which was there due to the CNG price in earlier years, that has come down with the increase in the CNG fuel prices.
Okay.
So therefore, due to that advantage coming down, you have seen that migration has slowed down quite a lot.
Okay.
So even though there are still CNG trucks sold, but it is much lower than which was sold around 2 years back.
But CNG is into a limited kind of states, right? Not across India.
No,
so
it's more and more CNG stations are there now. The trucks can fly longer routes.
What about on the heavy vehicles?
Heavy vehicles, you will see
vehicles?
more and more LNG becoming popular.
Okay.
So you will see more LNG trucks coming.
Okay. And what about on the exports part? We have seen in the passenger vehicles itself, we have seen a decline of 12% year on year.
No, passenger vehicle exports have grown. Passenger vehicle exports have grown by 1.4%.
No, in March. In March,
of course, March can be a month can be different, but full year exports have grown for passenger vehicles by 1.4%.
Okay. So going forward, how do we see the exports market?
Exports are getting better only.
Okay.
If you look at the quarterly performance was better, quarter 4 was better. So therefore you will see better, because there has been better situation on foreign exchange for some of the countries which were having that problem. And of course the global situation, of course, it is still not very conducive, but we are seeing better traction in the exports.
Okay.
Even the two-wheeler, three-wheelers also we have seen better exports performance in the last quarter.
So there is no impact on the shipments or exports?
No, that impact was there, but that impact has been worked around. Basically now we are taking a longer route.
Okay.
So we are, due to that, the lead time has gone up. If earlier it was 8 weeks, it has gone up to around 10 weeks. The costs have gone up, cost of transportation, freight rates have gone up. Freights have gone up because of the longer route. Other than that, there is no other concern, because it's not that we are not able to sell because of the Red Sea problem.
Okay.
Only thing is that the lead time has gone up and the freight has gone up.
Okay. What about other challenges? Do we see any challenges in the semiconductor side now, or has it been solved?
Semiconductor challenge was there because of the Taiwan situation due to the earthquake.
Right.
But that also, it is not going to be much impact, because first of all, I think there was good inventories, and then of course the situation is coming back to normal.
Okay. What about on the electric vehicle segment? We have seen a lot of movements around electric vehicles, and in the passenger vehicle segment also, it was one of the highest years. I mean, companies selling around 1 lakh of electric vehicles. But in the two-wheeler segment, there is a competition with the ICE segment also, because two-wheeler, they had FAME scheme till last year, and again there is another scheme which has been extended till July. So do we see any impact or any this thing to the
First of all, the electric vehicle technology is making slow and steady progress.
Okay.
So it is going both two-wheelers as well as passenger cars, and there is also some situation is getting better even for buses also.
Okay.
So we will see more and more better improvement in the electric technology. We will see continuing growth there. So therefore, we are expecting that this slow and steady growth will continue.
Okay, but are they impacted the ICE vehicles in the sense, especially in the two-wheeler segment?
Whatever the movement happens to electric, then to that extent it will dent the ICE market.
Okay.
Because at the end of the day, if the customer has bought electric, he will not buy the other vehicle also.
Right. Again, on the two-wheeler segment, especially on the commuter segment, people are, the demand is, the companies say the demand is going up for more for the premium two-wheelers than the commuter segment. So what's your take on that? Do we see commuter segment going down from the industry?
In the electric vehicle?
No, in the two-wheeler segment, ICE two-wheelers.
I don't think there is any such concern.
Okay.
So overall numbers are going down.
Okay.
Last year overall growth is there.
Okay. And what kind of impact do you see from the upcoming elections? Do we see any impact on the auto industry because of the elections?
No, I don't think there will be any impact.
Okay.
Because in any case, we will see more, even if there is some small little bit hiccup here and there,
Okay.
we will see more action after the new government is formed.
All right. Okay. Thank you so much, Mr. Aggarwal. Thank you for your time.
Thank you.